All right, welcome Blue Star Report. I'm Brad. That right there is Dustin. All right, today we're going to talk a little bit about Micah Parsons. Okay? The first thing I want to say is Micah Parsons has no leverage at all in this. He is under contract.
Yeah.
Okay? If in all actuality, if Dallas wanted to, they have him for this year. And they can franchise tag him, I'm going to say the next 2 years after that. They got him for 3 years if they really wanted to get nasty.
Yeah.
Okay? If he wants to keep pushing stuff and get nasty, they got him for 3 years and he can't do anything about it. The only way he can get out of it is if he retires. And if he retires, but like right now, if he was to retire, he came back to play, he'd still owe Dallas another year. Okay, here's the other thing.
I just don't know if I'd want somebody here that don't want to be here.
Well, sometimes it's a pissing match, and you just got to.
Yeah. Well, that's probably part of the.
That's the biggest
strategy of getting paid.
Yeah, I'm sure him saying that's part of the strategy. Like Jerry Jones said, I've seen this many times. I've done this for 30 years. I've heard it so many. But anyway, if Parsons said, "I'm sitting out this whole year," he wouldn't get paid this year, and when he does come back, he would still owe Dallas another year.
Huh.
So he's playing this year, and he'll be playing in Dallas. Now, the reason why this is a big pissing match between him and Jerry Jones is because, instead of Parsons sitting out like CeeDee Lamb did, so he wouldn't be fined, Parsons came in and said, "My back's hurt."
Oh, yeah.
Okay, my back is hurt. I can't practice. So in the end, what he's doing, and that's why he's pissed off Jerry Jones about this, is because he's not sitting out of practice. He's still getting paid, but he's telling everybody he's got a bad back and he can't practice.
So he
doesn't get fined. And that's why Jerry Jones keeps saying in his interviews, if you've watched any of them, he said it in several interviews, he said, well, I'm just wondering when that back's going to get better.
Yeah.
Because basically, whenever Jones was talking about signing people that are injured and stuff, what he's saying is, if he's injured and we don't know what's going on with him, why would I put him to a contract right now? Because he's not doing anything medical-wise for the back. He's just saying, my back hurts. And Jerry Jones is like, hey, now listen. And that's why he keeps saying, we have him. He's under contract this year.
Yeah.
He is under contract.
Yeah.
So if your back is hurting, then let's get some medical attention for it. If it's not hurting and you're just using it as an excuse, then there's a problem. And that's why Jerry is pissed off. That's one of the reasons why that they haven't talked about contracts. I mean, he's hurt.
Yeah.
He's hurt.
Even if another team wanted him, there's like a handful of teams that be able to pull it off.
Yeah.
They'd have to make him the highest paid or one of the highest paid non-quarterback.
Yeah,
and then they're going to have to give up draft picks or other players.
A ton of draft picks. It's not going to happen. Look, if you're a Cowboys fan and you're worried about Parsons leaving, he ain't going nowhere. Yeah. Okay? He is not going anywhere. Okay? Unless there was an absolute, complete just haul. I mean, like there was just a haul. Then Jerry Jones and them would probably be like, okay, that's worth it. Because if you got a big haul for him, then sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
There's not many teams that be able to pull that off.
Not many teams are going to be able to do it. But if I was Jerry Jones, I would trade him to Carolina.
Yeah.
Somewhere. You want to play somewhere else, then go there. We'll trade you to Carolina. Give me a third-round pick for him. Send him over there. But anyway, for all you guys that are worried about Parsons, he ain't going nowhere. Jerry Jones has already said we're not interested in trading him. Okay? He's under contract. If he doesn't show up for week 1 to play, it's going to be hell to pay. He's going to pay a lot of money for that. I don't remember what the number is, but it's big dollars once you start missing the season games.
It's more than just a training camp day.
Yeah.
I think a training camp is like
$50,000 a day. But then, and that's the reason why he's saying his back hurts.
Yeah.
Because he's technically at camp, but he's just using the back thing as an excuse as I'm not practicing because my back hurts. but he's really doing it because he's not practicing because he hadn't got a contract. And like Jerry Jones says, he does have a contract.
Yeah.
He has a contract this year. He needs to be out here playing. And that's exactly why. I mean, there's been several interviews. They've been hammering Jerry Jones about him, and Jerry Jones's response is, "Well, I want to know, when his back's going to get better."
I have a bunch of people saying bad things about Jerry, but they don't know the whole story. I don't think.
Yeah, you
They
got
don't know both sides of the story.
We were going to jump into this and put a video out when this first happened, but I don't like to put out stuff with just speculation. I like to really look into it and see really what's going on. And I've watched some interviews with Jerry and this and that. And what I have come up with is the problem is he's under contract and he's using this back as an excuse to not practice so he doesn't get fined. Jerry Jones is saying, hey, if your back hurt, we need to get some attention for it. Yeah. Well, they're not doing that. Yeah. So, and then on the flip side, that is like, because they're like, is he hurt? And it's like, well, are y'all going to sign him? Well, if he's hurt, how hurt are you? I'm not going to sign somebody that's hurt and can't play.
Yeah.
He's under contract. But if you're not hurt, then let's practice, and then we'll talk about a contract extension.
Yeah.
Well,
they're saying they talked about it during the offseason.
And then that holds no weight.
And they had this,
and that's the thing about Jerry that doesn't. That's the one thing that Jerry did that is wrong. Yes, he talked to him in March.
Yeah,
like you said,
you're not supposed to do that though.
But yeah, there's no binding contract that you can have with a player without your agent there. That's just part of the NFL.
Talking about contracts without your agent there.
Yeah, right. Anyway, that's what we got. I hope that helps you and kind of gives you a little relief.
Yeah.
Because Parsons ain't going nowhere. I honestly don't think he wants to go anywhere. He just says that it's part of the deal. That's just the way it is.
Yeah.
That's how they do their stuff. He ain't going nowhere. That's it. That's all we got. Please like, subscribe, hit that notification button, and we'll see you guys later.